So not only will this decision tree help you guys narrow down the college major options for you, or it can actually outright help you come to the right decision on what major you want to choose. But guys, it's got a built-in fail-safe. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to help you create a career and life that you're proud of. And if you're new to the channel, know that I offer you guys job search as well as career growth tips and insights from my experience behind company lines. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's a different perspective you'll get typically from other career advisors or professors that come from the academic world, or even just HR recruiters that are more focused on getting you the job. And when I say the job, I mean any job. Instead, for me, it's really important that you guys get advice that factor in long-term consequences. So with that in mind, when it comes to choosing your college major, I can tell you that I've helped a lot of people do exactly that. And the reality is that each person is in a very unique situation, and that I realize not everyone can afford to work with me. So here's my attempt to present to you guys the world's first decision flowchart to help as many of you guys who are stuck in finding your college major. It's important that you listen to each step in the decision-making process as each one builds on the other. Once you're finished watching, what I encourage you guys to do is to watch it again. And then when you're done that, watch it one more time, but this time jot down notes as you're going through the different exercises so that that exercise alone, that exercise of you writing things down, you can refer to that later, and it's actually going to help you guys figure out what your college major is. All right, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to start narrowing down your choices, right? So what I want you guys to do is just go online and look at the college or university of your choice, and then start looking at their list of faculties or majors. Start ruling out the particular faculties or majors that don't apply to you. So for example, here is a very simple list at Simon Fraser University, which is actually the school that I graduated from. And you can see here the faculties that they actually offer. And from this list, you can really easily start ruling a few out. Now for you, I want you to do the same thing, but to help you guys out even further, I want you to use these questions. Number one, what major are you interested in? Number two, what majors are you not interested in? And let's see what's left. And number three, what areas or subjects pique your curiosity? All right, so that's the first part of the exercise. Now, the second part is going to be focused solely on you. Whatever work you did in the first one and ruled out what majors, let's just put all of that aside. And I just want you to focus on yourself. I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and I want you to start thinking about them, and better yet, writing the answers down. So the first one is, what topics or hobbies get your blood flowing? What industries offer you job security? I mean, maybe the recent pandemic has taught you about essential services and the importance behind that, and maybe you want to protect your ability to earn money. The third one, what jobs are you curious about? I mean, if you guys were in a bookstore right now, what topic could you read about all day? Now, I would say that this second exercise is way more powerful than the first one, but if you've been able to identify certain subjects or topics in the second exercise that align with the very first exercise with regards to the majors or faculties, I think you've got something here. All right, so at this point, because of these two exercises, you should have narrowed down a list of majors or careers, and you can use that list now to move on to the next step of the decision tree. And that next step, guys, is answering the question, the reality of whether or not you are actually competent in the courses that you're going to need to take for that specific major or career path. And that second step in the process is really answering the question whether or not you're actually competent in the courses that you're going to need to take for that specific major or career path. What I'm trying to get out of this is to face the fact that sometimes you're not good at something. And when I say you're not good at something, I mean that you actually will fail. And if that is the case, don't do it. And I'm not saying that you guys have to get straight A's, all right? What I'm saying is that if you're going to fail the class, then move on to something that's a little bit more easier, right? Guys, I'm all for being just good enough at something, but if you're actually going to fail at it, then don't bother. Move on to something that you'll actually succeed at. I have to emphasize this point. You have to actually be competent enough to get the degree. Don't torture yourself, guys. And yes, for many of you, that means working harder, studying harder, putting more time in it, and that's all fine. But there are certain topics or subjects that you absolutely know you're not going to be good at, like whether that's math, statistics, engineering. Just stay away from it. And on the flip side of the spectrum, I mean, you might be super smart and maybe you can excel at pretty much any topic or career even if you don't enjoy it. At least you have that option, and you know what? Keep that in the back pocket, keep that on your list. You might not find it particularly fun, but you're good at it. And you know what? That might actually open some doors for you. So don't rule that major or career out. The next thing you guys gotta do is figure out what your career potential looks like for that particular major. This is probably where things start to get really real, and a lot of people are actually scared of this. It's kind of like right before you get on the scale to weigh yourself or actually doing your budget. People dread it, right? Not because it's hard or boring, but it actually could ruin your perception of yourself. So let's just say, for example, that you want to major in gender studies. Awesome, more power to you. But is there career potential? And does it pay well? Are companies even hiring? Are organizations looking for people with the college major that you're interested in? It's quite possible that you guys actually might discover that the career that you want, like interior design or starting your own Etsy business, doesn't actually require a college major. And now you guys can thank me for saving you $70,000 in tuition fees. Yeah, it sucks to know that your degree in whatever you want to major in has no career trajectory, and it's super scary because you really don't know what you want to do. Guys, the you 15 years from now will actually thank you for not choosing that as your major. So back to the point, guys, map out what your career potential looks like. All right, the next thing you guys gotta do is find out what these careers actually pay you. Let's just assume for the moment that you actually want to have a career that's located where you are living today. You can actually calculate your current living expenses, right? Check out Craigslist to see how much rent is. Factor in a couple $100s for a car, gas, and insurance. Plug in a number for food, for the gym, and don't forget your student loans, guys. And then now total up how much your living expenses really are. That you figured out what your monthly expenses are, multiply that by 12 to figure out your total yearly expenses, and compare that number to the average salaries you could be earning with the career of your particular major. I'm gonna ask you a question. Can the career pay for your lifestyle? I think it's pretty evident, guys, that what we're trying to do here is screen out the college majors or careers on your list from this exercise. We looked at what interests you, we looked at what you're good at, we looked at what careers are available, and we looked at what they pay you. I think we've hit the big buckets, wouldn't you say? But Brian, what if none of the above things that you talked about actually helps me to find the right college major? And in fact, I really want to do a major in fine arts, even though it's probably not the smart decision. Guys, I totally get that point. It's a fair one. And I think to answer that properly, I have to talk about a strong principle that I personally live by. And that is, sometimes for whatever reason or for whatever decision that you make, it's more important to make that decision the right one. If, for example, you realize in your heart that you really want to do gender studies, even though there are no career aspirations, then go for it. But at the same time, I want you guys to think of 20 ideas of how you can create your own career path with that particular major, and also 5 backup plans. For some of you guys, your backup plan could be going back to school and getting a degree in finance, or maybe going to a technical school and getting some skills to work in the IT sector. Think of all the ways of how you can actually shape and create a career that you'll love with the degree that's totally calling for you. In other words, create the path so that whatever you do decide is the right decision. Now, if you're still stuck, know that I'm here to help you. You can easily book a one-on-one session with me. Just go to my website, 101mentoring.com. I have way more videos on how to choose a college major that I've done in the past. You can definitely check out all those videos there. And hopefully that will help stimulate some other ideas in your decision-making process. So definitely check out the playlist here. All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.